What's up, Sugaring community? This is SDC, also known as Fast Freddy. And today, I'm kind of taking on a huge undertaking, but I'd like to talk about how I perceive the nature of women when it comes to dating. And I mean, obviously, there's a ton of videos about this and a ton of videos for men, aimed at men, on how to deal with women. All of us have been through a lot of shit with different types of women. Some of us have been married, some of us have done hypergamy, some of us have dated. Obviously, I've been listening to hundreds and hundreds of videos about this, so I just wanted to share some of the things that I have learned through the videos, through my experiences. I've been married. I was married for 20 years. I've semi-dated, I've really dated, I've sugar dated. I've dated women of all ages, young girls from around their 20s. I've even dated girls in their 50s. So I feel like I have a lot of information. So this is strictly from my perspective. There's going to be girls that are listening to this, or alpha males or whatever, that are like, you don't know shit. This is from my perspective, no generalizations. This is from my understanding. So just a little bit about women and what I believe to be like kind of their background and their foundation. So the first thing is, obviously we're very sexual as men. The thing is, women are very sexual too, I've found. And in the beginning, I mean, I came from a traditionally conservative community, and in the beginning I thought to myself, man, women are not as sexual as guys. When I was growing up, we were talking about sex all the time, and girls were not. And I think mainly that was because they didn't want to be seen as sluts, they didn't want to be seen as going against their tradition. But what I found after, and even women that have been married, a lot of the times, because they're maybe emotionally stressed or they're not satisfied in their marriage, they become asexual. But that's not actually within women's nature. We're all sexual. We're humans. Sexuality is a part of humans, even women. The only thing is, women look and view sex differently. They have a lot less testosterone, which is sexually drives us. Now the thing is, so that how does that work? Women are sexual, but they are way more emotional. We've heard this 1,000 times, and to me this has been confirmed. It's very mental. So a girl may have these sexual impulses, but they can get turned off very easily if the mental and emotional aspect is not congruent with their sexual drive. So for example, if they get turned off mentally by a guy, and they may not be sexually attracted to him. If they even if the guy's good looking, if they're married and they have kids and they're stressed out all the time, they may not be sexual. That may turn them off. Whereas men, when we're stressed, we want to have sex. Even if we don't like a girl and she's physically attractive, we'll have sex with her. Even if a girl is like semi-attractive, we'll have sex. We just work differently. We're visual. To me, this sex is on my mind all day. Even if I'm stressed out, it's like I have to rub one out. I have to get it off of my system. It's just, I'm biologically programmed. Even when I don't want to fucking have sex, I get horny and I get upset, and I have to rub it out to get my mind off, or I have to have sex to get my mind off of it. This is just how we're programmed. Very visual, very physical. Women are different. And in that, when you're dating a woman, that's the thing. Or even in a relationship, you have to learn, if you want her to be sexual with you, you have to learn how to unlock it. It's not just about, hey, let's go fucking have sex. When girls come up to guys and say, hey, let's go have sex, we're like, yes, let's do it. Women don't work that way. Another crazy, ironic dynamic of women that it just doesn't make sense to us, is that they have an abundance of sexual options, which ironically makes them not have to choose sex. So for example, I work from home, and when I first worked from home, I kind of didn't think about going outside. I was a homebody. I wanted to stay in. Now that we're in this fucking pandemic and I can't go outside, I don't have the option to go outside, all of a sudden I want to be out, I want to go downtown and things like that. When you don't have something, all of a sudden you want to do it. When it's an option, there's an abundance, it's always going to be there. So there's no urgency to do it. And so that's a funny thing about women. They have all these sexual options, so they have the ability, because they have options, not to be promiscuous. Every girl since the age of puberty, every guy has wanted to fuck them. And because of that, they're not like us. Like us, there's a scarcity of options for a lot of us. For them, it's like, man, we can get sex anywhere, so why do it all the time? So that's another tricky, ironic dynamic. And also because women have fucking every man has been trying to fuck them since they were, basically past puberty. They've learned a lot of game that we as men don't know. They've had so many guys texting them, so many guys chasing after them, so many guys being needy. They know how to qualify guys. They know all the social cues. They're a lot more socially advanced than we are, and we got to keep that in mind. So all the shit that we're listening to on YouTube about how to date women, how to, text them and shit like that, they naturally know all that shit. I've talked to so many girls who are not fucking dating gurus or anything. Anytime I tell them a dating problem, they tell me exactly what to fucking do, and then I go online and listen to a dating coach. They say the same thing, and these girls have no experience. They're not dating coaches, but they've done it so many times. When I get ghosted, every single girl I was dating was like, oh, now you go ghost her. I was like, what the fuck? I go online, there's no contact rules and stuff like that. Girls fucking know game, so don't think they're stupid. They may be subconscious, they may not intentionally know these things, but they know them better than us, whether it's at a conscious or subconscious level. So as men, we gotta understand that. They can sense when people are needy, they can sense all bullshit. And that's why they shit test. Alright. So I've listened to a bunch of alpha male videos. I've listened to a bunch of I guess I'm a beta or alpha beta or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I was purple pill, in a long-term relationship. All of these different views have different understandings of women. Here's my kind of comprehensive understanding. As of now, it may change in 10 years. So women do want a high value male. They want one fucking high value male. They don't typically care about variety. I've talked to women, I've been with women who are cheating on their boyfriends. All of them are like, you know what, if he just wouldn't cheat on me, I wouldn't do this shit. I could be happy with just one partner. Men are different. I was in love with my wife. When things are going good, I still wanted to have sex with other women. I didn't want to hurt my wife, but I still had the desire to have sex with other women, even when things were good or when things are bad. For women, when they only want variety when they feel like they're not, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but it seems that way. Women typically want variety when they feel they're not being, when they feel they're taken for granted. But otherwise, if they're taken care of, they're cool. So they want a high value male, one high value male, and that high value male they want to make sure wants them. What is a high value male? So obviously you look at all these alpha channels, they'll tell you what a high value male is: confident, centered, has his shit together. It doesn't have to be too handsome, but good looking, confident in his looks, etc. The trick and irony there, and everyone keeps saying fucking women are backwards, but it makes sense, but it's ironic. They want a guy who's high value, which means that guy is going to be wanted by a lot of girls. Just like you want something rare, you want gold, that's what women want. The fucking backwards thing, which is not really backwards, but it's ironic, they want that man to only want them. So when that man has a lot of options, they want to be the option that he picks. And therein lies a conundrum, because if a man has a bunch of options, unless you're fucking gold, and you are just unbelievably high value, it's going to be very hard to have a man shut his nature down. But that's what girls want. And that's a catch-22, because, I was in a relationship. I was the beta. My wife I was in a marriage. She had been with a bunch of other guys that treated her like an asshole. She wanted me because at that time I was a beta. I didn't understand kind of how handsome I was. I was the one beta cuck that was like taking care of her. But then I got treated like a beta. So, and that's why. And then women lose attraction because the man is a beta and he's putting the focus on that woman, but then it devalues him. So it's a tricky balance. It's a catch-22. And that's why girls like the opposite, because that abundance, that assholes and bad boys show, it communicates high value, but it's like a facade because it's bullshit. They're not high value. But then beta cucks, like how I was, we're the opposite. We're high value, but we don't communicate the high value. So it's a very, very tricky balance. So how does this work then? What happens? Okay, there's a chicken and egg aspect here. It doesn't always work this way, but was my experience. So a girl will look for a high value male since she was, and that could be even a beta. A girl will want a high value male that really takes care of her and loves her, that everybody else wants. But then that's what a beta is, kind of a beta, someone who doesn't want anybody else but just wants one and takes care and focuses on the woman, right? The thing is, the sign she's looking for is abundance and high value, which most assholes portray. She gets together with these assholes hurt her, then she's like, fuck these assholes. Then two things can happen. That woman will either then become herself hypergamous and protect herself, and then do all the shit testing, monkey branch, go from guy to guy, not commit, because of her pain and her, to protect her heart. Or in some cases, she will then go to a beta. Eventually, maybe in her 20s, she's going through her, lack of a better phrase, hotation, just like we all go through our hotation, even men. And then after a while, she's like, fuck these bastards, fuck these good looking guys, I'm going to go for a beta. So because she can't find that balance. So she finds that beta. Then she mistreats the beta, maybe. She doesn't know what to do with the beta. Beta doesn't attract her. Every now and then she might get tempted by an alpha, and she'll go fuck with the alpha once in a while, and mistreat the beta. The fucking beta gets hurt, and then realizes, man, I was the good, nice guy, they finished last, now I'm going to become an alpha. He hurts women, and we're now in this fucking cycle. What does this have to do with sugaring? To me, sugaring, a lot of us were the nerds. We were focused on studying, doing well in business. Now we have fucking money, but we didn't get that social skills. We didn't go through the adversity of rejection and social skills to get women. Now, like for me, I have the body, I have the mind, I have the money, but I don't have the social skills. So now I gotta fucking do that. I gotta fix that. Where sugaring comes in is those training wheels, okay? And for me, it's like, yeah, I was the beta. I loved to take care of a woman. I got hurt a bunch of times, gone through drama, but I don't want to hurt women, and I have the money right now. I don't want to waste time, and I don't want to hurt women. So that's where sugaring comes in. It's like a balance. I can have, what I want, beautiful women. I can have sexual relationships, friends with benefits, but I don't have to deceive the woman. And I don't have to waste time fucking with these alpha strategies. Even though being an alpha is important, understanding, being masculine is important. For me, sugaring was the middle. It's like, I'll talk to a girl and be like, hey, listen, this is what I need, this is what I want. She was super attracted to me. These girls are super attracted to me. They're getting their their needs met. I'm getting my needs met. It's all good, and I don't have to. Yeah, it's not as glorious as being this alpha that can pull a bunch of chicks out of nowhere, and maybe one day I'll get there. But right now, it's like I'm living the same life. I already make fucking shitload of money. Helping a girl out is not gonna hurt me. I could be, compared to what I have, my wealth, the amount of money I'm spending on taking care of these girls is maybe a lot less than an alpha spends on a date or whatever. And I don't have to go through a lot of bullshit of finding new girls in my rotation, spending time at the club, or I can save time making money, and then have girls who are happy, feel taken care of, beautiful girls, and have fun with them while they're getting their needs met. So that's what I got to say about that. Comments, like, and subscribe below. I'll talk to you later.